Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D adventure where we go through the campaign Skulls and Shackles. My name is Thomas, your DM for this adventure, and around the table we have
Lieutenant Ignis Harkon,
Maximus Shans,
Ataraxia Kalian,
and Buster Bilgewater.
Blood has been spilt this night outside the hag house underneath the decaying tree with goats all around. A battle has ensued with the hag of the island. And that is her official title, the Hag of the Island. And they tied her up, Zone of Truth. The party here, they got some good information out of her. However, a battle did eventually ensue, and in so doing, a gold golem came out and tried to defend the hag. Hag turning invisible, Ataraxia and Buster both prepared to release her from her invisibility, to show her from her invisibility, make her visible again. Ataraxia did so with a very unique method using a goat. And that is where we join on this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
unique but effective. You got to give me that.
Yeah.
I am not denying that whatsoever.
No, very unique. Slicking blood off my face.
Yes.
So, we ended the round with her slinking into her hut. And now we go to the top of the round. She does have the blood flecks on her where you can see her. But yeah, but she is in the house currently. And we go to the top of the round. Ignis, it is now you. You are right next to two goats that you killed to try and lure her out, get her out, and your echo is almost flanking with this gold golem across from Max. What would you like to do?
Ignis, seeing the witch enter in through the cabin, will start charging towards the cabin at the same moment that her echo in the other timeline turns and runs towards the cabin as well. And as they merge, the timelines overlap each other, and Ignis is then suddenly shrouded in her red armor from the echo as she charges in, and she will take her attack action and her unleash incarnation. So I get 3 attacks against the witch as she just starts. As she's running, she throws off her axes and she unbuckles her rapier, and she just, as she comes up, just starts wailing into the witch with her fists.
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity from the golem on the thing?
Now, I don't believe it does because we've determined that her echo is not a creature. Yes. So this is just... I kind of imagine it to justify that at, like, it's almost supersonic speed, like unnatural speed, because it's the echo from another timeline, and just it almost like shifts until it starts moving in that direction and collides with Ignis. And as you get Ignis, as you run up to the door, you can see the blood trying to be like removed from this invisible body with these arms that you can kind of see through this like semi-transparent figure, the blood being the only thing that is revealing them. This hag, you do see the figure in time as you were right after her, so you may take your 3 attacks, Ignis.
Does a 16 hit?
16 does not.
The second one was a 23, which I assume probably hit. Okay, so she gets She gets 1 hit straight across, and as the witch now is aware that she's there, as the blood comes off of her, she swings twice more, and the witch completely dodges her, and so she turns around and tries to roundhouse kick her with an action surge, which I think triggers the extra attack, because it's you can attack twice on your turn whenever you take the attack action. So my action surge allows me to take 1 additional action, which is both attacks.
Yeah, so
Nice.
That's true. So Little Crunch Squad here, just to make sure I'm understanding it as well. Since you have 2 attacks, the rules in 2014 D&D say whenever you take the attack action, you attack twice. Action Surge gives you another action, therefore you're doing the same thing, so it's 4 total attacks. Is that right, Ned?
I'm honestly not sure on this one.
Sick. Well, so extra attack says you attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
And an action surge
And action
is
surge
taking
says you
another
can take
attack
one
action.
additional action on top of your regular action.
Boom. There you go.
That's how I've always understood it.
Cool.
Four
There we
attacks?
go. So, boom.
Oh, that was a 19 plus 6.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
it changes
25.
on like reactions and stuff. Like you can't like opportunity attack and extra attack. But the
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, and then the last one, Roundhound kicks her, and as she spins around to give another kick, the witch has stepped back and totally misses the last kick. So she got 2 of the 5. Yeah, 2 of the 5.
I don't think you rolled for your third. Did you roll your third attack?
Yeah, because the 16 didn't hit.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, 2 of the 5. Go ahead and roll damage.
Only 18 bludgeoning for 5 attacks. That's unfortunate.
All right, so 18 bludgeoning for 5 attacks. Sounds good. This hag is looking haggard.
Good.
Not looking great, but I need you, Ignis, to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Sure. 18.
18. That is enough.
Great.
So that is this hellish rebuke against you, and it's cast at 2nd level. So that was going to be 3d10, but it's halved because you were successful. So here we go. Only 6 points of fire damage to you. Really poor rolls there.
And I did find the confusion I was running into. Extra attack action surge does give you the 2 attacks, but haste only gives you 1 attack, even if you have extra attack.
There it is. That because haste has that in the specific stipulation in the spell, right?
Correct.
There we go. Hence why fighters are the best.
They're good at fighting. Imagine that.
You're simply the best.
Simply the best. Okay, Ignis, anything else on your turn? I think you pretty much did everything, yes?
That is it, because I used my Celestial Revelation on those stupid frogs that we fought before this. And so she will just stand there kind of dancing on the balls of her feet with her hands in fists and kind of shaking off that rebuke, that fire, as it danced across her armor and had dissipated.
I should say how she rebuked you.
Okay.
With your hellish rebuke. It's odd. You could see from her mouth literal fire like starting to foam, like almost like foam, but just like frothing with fire as she goes, "You disgusting creature! Get your celestial hands off!" And just fire spurts out of her and burns you and singes you for that 9 damage. Max, it's now your turn.
Okay.
You are right in front of a gold
I am
golem.
right in front of it. And Buster and the captain are over there.
They are up on an elevated surface to lend support and aid.
Yes. Max is not looking very good right now.
You're taking a
Max
crap
is
ton
not
of
looking very good right now,
damage.
but Max is not one to run away from a fight, especially as he kind of looks over and sees the vulnerable menagerie before him of a satyr and a rabbit. And so he's just going to shift, actually, to not to get out of the distance of the golem, but shift around to basically get in between the golem and the captain and Buster, to basically try and ward off direction that way. And Max is just gonna have at it. Bonus action Slayer's Prey, and Max will just, with very kind of bruised, just like bruised ribcage, just ow, 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 ow. And he'll release his breath weapon.
Yeah. All right. Is that a saving throw?
That is going to be a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, it's a pretty good one. Let me double check though. Oh yeah, that's an 18.
You're a pretty good one.
Oh,
All right,
thank
You're
you.
going to take half damage.
All right, cool.
Going to take half damage.
Jacob, you just know how to compliment a DM.
You know what? Inspiration to me. Okay. That's 2 zeros, which is 20 damage half to 10.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
So 10 damage.
See what being kind to your DM does for you.
karma's real.
Well, we've also seen what bullying your DM does to you, so
That's very true. I mean, to two sides of a coin. Am I right?
And this is I believe I cast Favored Foe. Did I cast Favored Foe on him or the hag?
I'm sure it was him.
You've only been attacking him.
Yeah, you haven't been attacking her at all.
No one's hit the hag? Okay, then I think I cast Favored Foe last time. If not, that's what I'm doing. It's just I can mark him right now when you hit the creature with an attack roll. So
Do it.
That'll be another D4 added to the damage, which is a 1. So
Yeah.
11 damage, I guess. And then with my extra attack, I will raise up my crossbow and fire. Let's see if this works. That's not good. Not a good roll. That'll be a 12 to hit.
That's a miss, sir.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
And that was everything, I believe. And I apologize, Jacob. Where did Max move?
Max moved basically just to get in between the golem and Buster and the captain, just in case the golem wanted to turn that way.
So just shifted south. Okay.
He is basically making himself a shield, a human shield for these two.
I get it. Yep. And Max, it's the golem's turn. Here we go.
Which is why it has to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Because it is
curse! I call it the Brenna curse because Brenna. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay.
Brenna, thank you for opening all of our eyes to
Kelsey,
the
thank
wonders
you.
of Bestow Curse.
That's such a deep cut. Nobody who's listening needs to know what that's referring to.
Wisdom saving throw. Their wisdom sucks. So here we go.
DC 15.
That's a 9.
Yeah.
So they do squat.
I like that. That's a good result. I'm a fan of that result.
The gold golem goes to punch you, and it gets like an inch from your face, Max, and you're like, just like burying your teeth, and it just stops. It pulls its fist back, and it lifts its other one and does it again, an inch from your face. All the while, I kind of imagine like Ataraxia, there's some sort of like fey magic that like almost acts like a barrier between Max and the gold armor. As it punches, it just like due to the cursed nature that it is now finds itself in.
And the cursed has become the cursor.
Hi. And that's it. It does get to save at the end of its turn, yes?
I don't think so. Let me check again just to make sure.
Bestow curse. 5.
You touch a creature, and the creature must succeed on a wisdom save or become cursed for the duration. When you cast a spell, choose
That was its
nature.
save.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right.
A remove spell curse ends the effect, but it is concentration.
For 1 minute. That's right. Okay.
Yes.
So don't lose concentration. And we're good.
That's why I'm staying on top of this rock.
We probably will be good, to be honest, unless... and the only other creature that could attack you, the goat, is no more right by... Oh, no, there's a goat right by you.
Yeah, there's a goat there still.
It's not. It's a dumb goat. It's not attacking
I don't think
you.
that goat has any reason to attack Ataraxia.
Whoa. All right, so that's the golem's turn. Max, you live to see another round. Buster, it goes to you, sir.
I don't know if it's the fact that Buster was waiting so long to cast a spell that he ended up not getting an opportunity to cast it, or the fact that he's now coated in goat's blood. But he's feeling a little manic, and so...
Yes, so you do lose that spell slot, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to use a bonus action to hop 15 feet toward the cabin.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get into the cabin facing the witch. And the whole time Buster's going to be saying, "This is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea."
Yes, and it is a small doorway, so you're actually like behind Ignis. Do you want to push past Ignis into the door?
Yeah. You can move through allies, right? So
I'll say yes. That makes sense.
I think you're allowed freely to move through allies in D&D.
I could be wrong, but I believe so.
And you said she looks really monstrous when I get in there?
Well, she, oh, I'm so sorry. I forget this every time. Invisibility.
Because she would have lost, casting that attack would have lost her invisibility.
Yes, that's right, because she does.
Oh, yeah, the rebuke.
Yep. That is an oversight on my part. Yep, so she can now she's visibly seen. She's got those like double jointed elbows, and she is looking horrible, haggard, if you will.
Okay.
This guy gets it.
This guy.
All right, I think I need to pull out my last big spell.
Now, Buster, real quick, as you run in there, because you push past Ignis, and I am going to need a dexterity saving throw from you in here. It'll be a low DC, but just to see like how the speed, the tightness of the corridor here, just need to see if you're going to be bumping into stuff.
And I can add a D4 to this with Lucky Footwork as
There you go.
a Harengon.
Yep, so just a D4, low DC.
Okay, that's a 9 plus a D4. Or sorry, that's an 11 plus 1, so 12 altogether.
Well, it was a 12 exactly, so you're fine. You did not
Okay.
bump into some of the occult artifacts that are on the wall that may or may not
Gotcha.
have some more magic that could inflict upon you.
All right. In the sense that I just feel like things are rough and I'm running out of spells. I feel like I need to make a big swing. So, and there's something about being in a hag's hut that feels like the wrong move entirely to him. Like every bone in his body is saying this was a bad idea. But we are in a swampy area with lots of water around. So he's going to call upon magic, grab his wizard staff with both hands, get low and say, "Great depth unstave your tidal wave," and then shove the whole staff like he's pushing something and gather all the water from the earth underneath to rise up, push through the cabin, and smack into her.
Wow! Okay.
That's my last 3rd level spell. It is let's see here.
Tidal Wave, 3rd level conjuration.
Yes, where did I hit it? Tidal
You
wave.
said you put in water breathing and roll twice.
Oh, good lord. Guys, I'm so nervous.
So this is a dex saving throw.
She's like, "Thank you,
What a
thank
wild
you. I wasn't planning on swimming, but okay."
I got it right here. Tidal Wave is a dex saving throws.
DC 14.
14. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Ooh, it's close. Let me look it up.
30 feet long, 10 feet wide.
That's a 12 on the die, a +1 on her dex, so that's a 13.
Just shy. So 4d8 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
And she is knocked prone.
In this hut, just massive through the ground while you're calculating that. As you incant your spell, the water, you see droplets, Ignis, sort of like burst, like just a few, like 2 handfuls, like burst through the ground and sort of like float in the air momentarily as your eyes like catch, and then all of a sudden, and just
22 bludgeoning damage.
it ignites up through the floor, bursts open the floor. Buster, tell us how it's done.
Oh.
Well.
I think the best case scenario would be that he literally upturns like the roof of the hut, like the water, 30 feet high, 10 feet wide. It just rushes up in front of him and slams her into the back of the wall, and then just knocks her completely out as it also blows out that side of the hut, and the rest of the roof that was on top of them kind of crumbles into bits. And so then we're kind of in the open air, able to see the rest of the party.
I kind of see the cinematic moment of Buster having like this glow from his scarf light up yellow before turning this aquamarine blue and just almost changing the entirety of the color of the scarf just momentarily as the water bursts up into this tidal wave. As it gets pushed towards you, you hear her yell, "No, no, 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 no!" before being engulfed in water, garbled voice, as she gets thrown into the wall from the initial casting. She rushes towards you, gets thrown into the wall again as you shove the tidal wave back towards her. She's thrown against the wall. Her items all get thrust towards her. You see small, like, little explosions of magic on her as some of these items just kind of like, and just part of her face like gets decayed from this necrotic magic as like this like dream catcher just scrapes the side of her face, and she like has this horrid like face as she is reaching out towards you through the water before the roof explodes, the wall explodes backwards, and as the roof starts to cave in, Ignis looking up, grabbing Buster, jumping back, pulling backwards out of the house before like the main beams of it just fall where they were standing initially. And as that happens, right in front of you, Max, the punching, the gold just falls into a sludge of black ooze that falls into your feet, into the mud, as the bright, radiant gems now turn to darkened black broken crystal as before they fall into the swamp. And a goat just moves on over, bleats in your face, and starts gnawing at the sludge of the gold. The hag has been defeated.
Thank goodness.
I think it was just my natural charisma that made the golem just stop and crumble before me.
It was really scared. Like, it realized that it couldn't do anything, and you're a boomy guy.
I do go boom.
Thomas, could Ignis make a intelligence check or a history check? Has she, or Ataraxia had brought up the point of killing the hag so that the witches don't come after us. Does Ignis have any understanding or knowledge of stories of, is this really dead, or is she just like, is she not really dead? You know what I'm saying?
Is your enemy dead?
When you read a story and when you read enough fantasy and a character dies and you go,
I'm not
that
dead
character's
yet."
not dead.
You're like,
That's not dead yet.
Is this a comic book situation here? Are we?
Yes.
are
Yeah.
we
Is this a
bringing back
fairy
Tony
tale
Stark?
situation?
dead.
Is there a little snail moving away from the puddle of water that
Yeah,
we're going to have
that's
to worry
exactly,
about
yes.
There
one
we
day?
go.
Did we see her spirit fly? Like, from a fey creature, has Ignis ever encountered a story or anything in her knowledge of war that would suggest that maybe this hag isn't totally dead?
So I'll say for you specifically, it's going to be hard to know, but consulting
Sure.
with your captain, consulting with Ataraxia as a fey creature, would you like to do that to like glean
Yes.
some of his knowledge and history?
Yes.
If that's
I
the
would.
case, go ahead and roll a history check with advantage then.
And we definitely want you to roll it, because mine is only a +1.
I am proficient in history. That's a 23.
Ooh, so Ataraxia, what knowledge do you share that might help Ignis come to the conclusion that this fey creature, this hag, is definitely dead?
Well, I know that there are certain fiends that have a tendency to maybe come back. You kill a Rakshasa, for example, it goes to the 9 hells, and it might hold a grudge against you, that kind of thing. To my knowledge, that's not going to happen with this here hag. There are some hags that are fiends, night hags, really nasty. But a regular fey hag, I think we're okay.
Do we need to do anything ritual or take care of her stuff so that her coven doesn't come back after us? We took a lot of energy to try and get her down instead of just leaving her alone because you were worried about her coven coming after us. So how do we stop that?
I think a good ritual for us to do would be to steal everything of value in this hovel, burn down everything that's not of value and is potentially cursed, and then try and clear up our tracks as best as we
Kill
can.
all the goats. What? Sorry. What?
If you want to kill the goats, that's your prerogative. I know that you got a thing for killing goats.
Well, I mean,
I think we should herd them back to the village people. I think they could probably use a herd of goats.
that sounds...
They can provide milk
like a lot
and
of
food.
Sounds like a
energy.
better plan. Although
I'm gonna.
very
I want to do some
arduous.
animal handling.
Yes!
All right. Go ahead
like
and
a
try.
lot of energy to
an
use.
I get a
animal
plus.
handling
I get a
check.
+0. First, I will shape water, and wash myself off of all the blood. I feel like that won't help me get there, handle these animals. And so then I will. Here, goat. Give me a goat. Try and use my staff as a shepherd's rod.
You're going to have to be a macho man to carry all these goats to the village people.
I
Am
had
I
a
right?
look. My
Oh, inspiration, Ned. Oh, that's
Really?
a good one.
my
Oh, man. I'm in a weird mood tonight, so that is some inspiration.
Hey, I am the bard, so I guess it's on brand.
I would like to track how many times Thomas gives inspiration to who.
Yeah, I cast Fireball, crit stats.
Oh no, and I'm a data guy. Dang it.
Listen, you want a DM who's happy and free with the inspiration. Absolutely.
I throw out puns and I get threatened.
And he just rolls his eyes, yeah.
I had my grandpappy. He had a couple goats. I think this is how he did it. And so I'll roll, trying to remember how grandpappy did it. Whoa, my goodness, that's a natural 19. Oh. With a +0, so just 19, everybody.
Yeah.
Here, goat. Here, goat. Here, goat. Here, goat. Come here, goat.
Who knew?
Here, goat.
That's all you needed.
Just like grandpappy, tapping my feet, stomping them like Thumper a little bit, and then going,
Yes.
Come here, goat. All right, come on, goats. I will shepherd this herd back to the people.
And yeah, you get a good amount of them. Not all of them. Some of them are just not moving, especially the one that's eating the sludge. You're like, that goat's gonna die.
We can leave that guy. Yep,
but
yep.
it's not moving. So it's just,
We can cut our losses with those. It's all right.
and they're all moving.
Captain, do you by chance have anything to help with my lack of fortitude here?
Well, I do have a 3rd level cure wounds that I can
just
give
letting
you.
you know, I have 3 hit points.
Yeah, here, let me take a look at that. I'm going to crack my little satyr fingers. 3rd level cure wounds. That's going to be 18 hit points.
Ooh. All right, that's better.
Oh, thank you, Captain. Oh boy, I appreciate that. That was rough.
Yeah, I got to say, the way that you stood up to that golem, that was pretty epic. Huge fan of
I
your
mean,
work.
I am an intimidating figure, but I do know that sometimes it's good to have a magical friend behind you.
And he'll kind of wink at the captain, knowing what the captain cast on the column.
Yeah, good magical friend. Did you see the roof just blow up off of that hovel?
I did. Yes, it was like going to have you ever been to one of those like natural parks on the mainland where there's just like and you're like, oh, it's a geyser.
Oh,
yes,
the geysers.
exactly. It was kind of like that.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
You sprayed blood on my face.
Hey, you can use some swamp water to clean it off, right?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I'm actually I'm gonna go try and see if I can find the body of that hag and see if there's anything to recover.
Yeah, let's get some valuables. Hey, Buster, you want to get some valuables with us?
As he's, hey goat.
I think I got my hands full with these goats. And honestly, I don't want to go back in there. I don't want to. I'm more or less. I'm saying this in character. I'm more or less done with this adventure. This was not as much fun as the other one.
Is it because you saw your massive pile of gold turn into
Goo.
cursed sludge?
Yeah, it was a couple things.
For
This hurt-
heaven's sakes, we need you in the cabin to make sure that nothing is trapped or nothing is magical. We don't have Identify. We don't have Detect Magic. You're the only one who does the magic stuff. And you need
magic, but
What?
I said the captain does magic.
We used everything, guys. I'm magicked out. I'm completely magicked out. I actually have one spell slot left, but I don't want to talk about it.
Inside check.
Buster's a liar.
I mean, he's honestly done. Like he's like very much like he's not trying to like lie to you guys. He just doesn't want to. Mm-hmm. He's like, look, I already checked the place. There wasn't much. Most of the stuff I thought was plunder turned out to be the golem itself. I don't know how much left is in there, but like, just be careful, I suppose, if you're gonna grab something.
Well, like that's the thing that's wild to me is we thought this giant golem was all of the gold that ostensibly the villagers have been bringing up here. So where did all of that gold go to if it's not in the golem?
I mean, I did locate it here. Like the plunder is in this vicinity somewhere.
Is that still up?
What?
The locate plunder
No,
spell?
I got
Okay.
the direction. And unless the direction of it changed, like
Gotcha.
it's
Well,
here
then
somewhere.
Let's go locate some plunder.
Ignis is observant. She has a plus to her passive investigation. As we're walking around, is there any kind of trap doors or like scratches on the floor that might still be there after the tidal wave. Of like a bookcase being moved, something that would maybe indicate another place for plunder.
Yeah, good question. There were no secret rooms in this hovel. It was just a 2-roomed place, one with all of the gold in the back, and then her main room here. There wasn't even really like a place to sleep, just like maybe a chair, but I mean, it's completely destroyed now, but you can still see knickknacks everywhere from the other half of the house that was just blown out. And you can kind of go see some of like dream catchers and bones scattered about. And you can see like fingers and like random like things that look like weeds and herbs and things like that all around. Doesn't look like there was anything hidden necessarily. But what's your passive investigation again?
Well, it's not passive insight. It's just passive investigation, right? So would it be 10 plus my intelligence plus the +5 bonus? Because
It's 10 plus your investigation modifier plus the +5 from the feat.
okay, so that would be 17.
17? Great. You do find a lot of valuable stuff amongst this junk, or amongst this stuff scattered about the floor. And scattered about the weeds around the body, if you will. Are you going to approach a lot of these items to pick them up, to look at them in hopes of plunder?
Ignis wouldn't. She knows that it's dangerous to touch magical things that she doesn't have the ability to tell if they're magic, and she doesn't care about the plunder as much as like Buster does. So she was just trying to see if there's any like, because we were saying, where did all the gold go? So if there was any sign of maybe where it had gone, just from observing it.
Specific gold? No, it doesn't seem to be that there's specific gold. There are some small bags which look like they may contain maybe like bits and pieces of like valuables, whether they be gems or gold. But you also see like small boxes, a box that maybe looks like it contains like some tarot cards. I mean, you'd have to open it, is the thing. But stuff like that. I know, Ataraxia, you said that you were said, let's go get some plunder. Is that your goal right now, to get plunder then and to go and retrieve some of these items?
I would at least like to have something that we could bring back to the people in the village.
Sure.
Just like a sign of, hey, Hag's dead. And then maybe we can say to these people, if you want to go back there and see if you can locate any of your own stuff that you have given up. We don't know what's cursed and what's not, but ostensibly, if you gave it to Hag in the first place, then you'd be able to know that it's yours.
Yeah, so probably some of these bags then. Some of the stuff that reasonably might contain gold or jewels, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and, with Ignis's help, kind of pointing some stuff out, you can go to a few bags. There are, let's see, there are a number of them. I mean, how many bags do you grab? I mean, there's probably like 7 bags that you could grab, ranging in shapes and sizes. So, I mean, how many are you going to pick up?
Well, I'm going to be going around jostling them with a stick, just being like, okay, yeah, coins in here? Cool, coins in here. If we are macho men, how many of these can we carry back to the village people?
The bags?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they're not like Robin Hood, Disney Robin Hood massive bags full of plunder.
Like coin pouch kind of things?
Yeah, they're like coin pouches. Some of them are maybe a little bit bigger, like that would be like a large pocket. So, I mean, you could carry all of them back if you wanted to.
Yeah, I will, I'll go in there and just give kind of a cursory glance over these things just to make sure that I'm not getting any like bad juju off of them.
Sure thing.
Thomas, as I see the captain getting ready to look at the bags, under my breath, I just am going to like quickly go Force Arcane and Magic's Wake, or as proclaimed, School Source and Make, and just kind of wave my hand around, trying to like get a sense if any of the stuff he's going to touch has any magic detection on it. That's my last spell.
Okay, sounds good.
I know it. She's observant. She sees the glow. She gets mad.
She can see it. That's fine. He's not.
There
he
you
doesn't
go.
care.
That's for my captain. Let me go ahead and roll on the magic table here to see some stuff.
I'm tapped out. I got no more spells. Oh, I found one. I found a spell.
I found one. He just like picked it up.
I found it.
I found this spell slot.
I won't say anything unless I see him going for something, with some mojo on it.
It's like when you put on a jacket that you haven't worn in a really long time and there's a $20 bill in the pocket.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like there's any like necrotic like traps or like even like transmutation magic that seems to be coming off of like these bags.
Or like abjurative, like force fields or anything like.
Yeah, not that you can like really tell here. So you're like, it's probably okay.
I mean, detect magic should tell me a school of magic if something's enchanted.
Yeah, and there are magic things in here. So for instance, one of them is
It doesn't identify. I can't tell like what was cast, but I can tell the school of magic, and if something does have a spell upon it. I think most warding spells are abjurative.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you know what's kind of annoying?
Me.
No, that's not true. Magic items in the Dungeon Master's Guide don't seem to have a school of magic based off of them. So, this is what I'm going to say. You don't see anything dangerous with your detect magic right now.
Okay.
For the sake of me not having to Google a bunch of the stuff and then make like decisions on the fly while you guys all sit in silence. Nothing seems dangerous right now. You might be, as we reveal some of these items, you probably might be like, hey, that was transmuter, or that was abjuration. But Buster feels okay with his captain picking stuff up.
Nothing's gonna like adversely affect, at least to my precursory experience with a level 2 spell.
Yeah, there you go.
Then I won't say anything. I'll just keep it to myself.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah,
I'll look at Ignis and be like, what? There's nothing. He's fine. Seeing her judging me for not having, for like hanging on to that spell.
She for sure is, like, arms folded, foot tapping, head shaken. Her echo is still up, and it is still covering her in her red armor.
double judgment, Buster. Oof. Oof.
That's not what I intended, but double judgment.
Echo judgment.
Double judgment.
Echo judgment. Oh, that's brilliant.
Inspiration to me. Hey, thank you so much, Thomas. I love it.
Yeah, go ahead, Jacob. Inspiration.
4.
I said, yeah, Jacob, we go ahead and take inspiration.
No, I already have it. So.
Well, there. What is this? I take it away. Okay.
Oh, but I was going to do something.
Oh, yes, go ahead, Matt.
Yes, I was going to go inspect the hag's body.
Yes, as you go inspect the hag's body, wow, she is disgusting. She is, yeah, she looks bad. Not only does she look like not of this world, she looks just totally like an alien, basically, just from her natural anatomy. And how she was pelted with a ton of this magic is just destroyed what semblance of a humanoid she had. As I mentioned, her face getting like decayed away, only half of it from these magic items like brushing up against her as she was being attacked. It's a horrible sight.
Does two things then. Does she, number one, is there anything like on her that Max the Monster Hunter can take as a prize? Like, do hags have claws? Do they have like talons almost?
Take one of her eyes. A hag eye.
Well, eyes decay though. I'm just gonna look at my eyes.
So did your gas. So does the goat head.
I can preserve that. I can get the skeletal thing.
She's got really gross long hair. If it's kind of like a big thing of it. She's got really long, disgusting fingernails, a long, crooked nose. I mean, her ears, they are, with her being from the Fae, it's almost like a stereotype that they have to be weird-looking ears, right? So, I mean, there's a few distinct characteristics, maybe not totally different when it comes to, Galarian, but...
Add a hag claw to your necklace.
Well, I'll cut off
like
her
a
hand.
Finger, like one of her long, crooked fingers. Ooh, yeah, like a whole hand.
I'll cut off her hand. And I'll pocket it, and I'll probably like preserve it somehow on the ship.
There you go. Maybe shrink it.
Nothing bad will ever come of that.
Yeah, definitely not. They'll never.
He's also going to check just because there was a mention of some item that she mentioned to Max. He's going to check to see if she had that item on her person.
Okay, for that I will need an investigation check, sir.
Okay, I'm not very good at that. It's a 16.
16. You rummage through her cloak, and anything that reasonably could have held a pouch, could have held anything like that, and you do find a pouch. But as you open the pouch, there is a beating heart inside the pouch. It's a small heart, almost looks like an animal or a monster, but that is the only thing that you see on her.
I will take that.
Interesting. It's the squirrel version of Davy Jones. Squeaky Jones.
Yeah, I'll take that, and I'll bring that to the captain, just to...
Captain, I found something interesting on our former foe. If you mind taking a look at this, you're more magically inclined than I am, especially to things regarding Fae or Fae magic.
And he'll open the pouch, and they'll both look at this little beating heart.
Wild.
Yes. Do you have any idea what this could mean or be?
Well, I know that I talked a little bit about night hags. I know that if you're in like covens of night hags, will have like a heart stone that they will like use to. I don't know exactly the details off the top of my head. I don't know if this hag is powerful enough, but it could potentially be like some kind of connection to a coven. I don't know. Let me maybe consult my arcane knowledge, perhaps.
Doing a roll here.
I think that would be cool.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
You know, a cool DM would let me do that. You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll then, yeah.
All right. Arcana, history. What you reckon for that, Thomas?
For you, probably history. You're Fae. You're a bard.
Okay, well, I'm going to spend my inspiration to re-roll that. And that is an 18.
Yeah, so this heart, it definitely, as Max identified, is an animal, right? But not one that either of you can easily recognize right now. It's certainly not any humanoid that you're aware of. And so the purpose of it, a little confusing, the fact that it's not maybe like a humanoid where like a soul is trapped inside of it, or using a soul to fuel power, which Ataraxia, has been done in the past regarding fiends, which are night hags are fiends, but also to bind a person through promises through the multiverse and to fuel that type of their power. This could have a strong association with a coven or with some sort of just maybe some sort of agreement, whether that agreement was between hag and hag or hag and another entity. That part is unclear. But you know that this specific heart wasn't solely just for her, meaning somebody else was involved in either a transaction regarding this, or creating it, or like a promise, or something to that extent. And that's what your 18 is able to get you.
Okay, I don't necessarily have any concrete evidence to base this off of, but my gut says to me that maybe this is a token of dealings between Griselda and Sweet Willaham Poor. I don't know for sure, but we know that he just left like as soon as we showed up, and he's pretty sketchy. So that's something I just want to keep on the back burner as we're heading back into the town.
So he's got like a baby heart. Okay, interesting.
Do you think this could be like his heart?
Well, it's kind of small, and according to my natural intuition, that sounds like a geeky man in the corner. It's more of an animal-type heart.
Yeah. I can't imagine this hag stealing his heart.
I mean, metaphorically or literally?
I mean, either, dude.
Interesting. Well, if you're okay with it, I'll hang on to it. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a cool
What
trophy.
benefits or hijinks it might get us in down the road.
We'll find out. We've got some people have worm boxes. We've got heart bags.
Got beating hearts.
There it is. Maybe
Maybe it's the heart of a worm.
Maybe. Worms have so many hearts. This could be any number of the hearts that came from a worm.
All right, so let's jump back to Buster here. Buster, you're ready to go. You are herding these goats, right?
Here, goat. Here, goat. Hep, hep.
And
Don't eat that. Don't eat that.
They're moving. They're going. One of them finds like a tin can and just starts eating it, and you're like, yeah, all right. And as long as they're moving,
How many have I got?
You've got like 15.
What's the going price for selling goats?
You'll find out when you get to town here.
Look that up in your Dungeon Master's Guide.
Maybe we'll see if it's a whole thing of plunder at that point, right?
5 plunder. Oh, goats.
It depends. I got a sweet spot for these folk at the bar, so I don't know.
I mean, we are at Goat's Head, so.
It depends on how much they want it.
So, yeah, you've got 15 that you're pushing forward. You're kind of leading the way. Buster, what's going on in your mind? You were down. You literally have no more magic. Has Buster ever been in this situation before where he has 0 magic?
Rare, very rare. I think he's one, the herding the goats back, there's some perhaps financial benefit, perhaps, or you know what I mean? But I think more than anything, he also feels like a traveling goat herder is probably less likely to be seen as a threat than a wandering mage. So I think to some degree he does feel a little nervous. I think that whole experience was super uncomfortable for him. It feels like a situation which could have gone super south if like one thing went differently. And so I think he saw one of their like the strongest people on their team like beaten with almost an inch of his life. And literally like an inch with that like spell keeping the fist from going down, like one more like flick and he would have been out, right? And like, so I think there's some trauma perhaps from that experience that he's also trying to quiet in the back of his mind by keeping himself busy with like I think in moments of like extreme anxiety, Buster goes back to the fields and back to his childhood. That's why like his eldritch magic is like that kind of like earthy stuff, and so he relies on it when he feels threatened and in danger. And so I think there's a part of him that is kind of is mentally escaping with some like old Buster kind of habits here.
There you go. And so a way to cope, a way to push yourself past this traumatic event. You are leading the way away from this hag, away from this cursed forest. You see like 2 eyes of like a giant frog in the distance from a swamp, and you're like, nope, just ignore it. Just move forward. Just keep moving on as the rest of the party follows. It gets to be, it's night has come by the time you get back to town. It is a long journey back. But you do get back and night has set, and you have a few, I imagine, either torches or a daylight spell here or there that can help. And once you hear the noise of the bleating tankard, as you come up, you hear raucous laughter. You hear, you see lights on the ships, but just noises, and you hear some people like dancing, and some guy gets thrown out of the front door by the Goliath that was standing guard, the bodyguard there, and your 15 goats just start grazing outside the bleating tankard. The 4 of you are back successfully, and as you look into the light, you see dancing Darla Madil, and you see Bent Beak Charney as you look through, and as you, right before you go in, you all take a breath, feeling safe and secure. And that's where we're going to end this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
It sure is.
Oh boy.
It sure is.
Look at that. Ooh. We killed a hag, everybody. We did it.
Slade the Snide. I've got a story for you.
Go play some more checkers.
So, having defeated a hag and a massive gold golem, which would have been impossible to defeat on their own.
Good.
ICF. Gold golems
are just
they have over 200 health
Soaky.
points, and non-magical
halving
attacks
almost
do
every
half
damage.
damage. So good that you focused in on the hag there for tactics to just eliminate all the threats, basically. No, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to be able to throw a hag, throw some magic, and really cool moments there thematically to be able to witness that. So Jacob, Ned, Mickey, Josh, as always, thank you for playing. Listeners, thank you for joining us on next week's episode of ICF. If you like what we're doing, shoot us an email at icastfireball2020@gmail.com. We'd love getting word from you on what you're doing, what you're liking, where you're at in the adventure. Some of you are just starting and are like in episode 10 of season 1. So you won't hear this episode for quite a while probably, but we just love hearing from you wherever you are at in your journey, and it's a ton of fun. We're going to shout out one of the reviews here from Knight of the Silent Kingdom. They left a 5-star review on the podcatcher of their choice called Absolutely Brilliant, Amazing Storyteller and Fantastic Characters. I love the group's dynamic. It's so easy to get lost in the world and the story that's unfolding. Thank you, Knight of the Silent Kingdom. Thank you for the review, but thank you for the awesome name. I would love to know what the background of that name is as well, because that sounds like there is some lore to be had there. We're going to shout out...
Does it sound like it? Does it sound like there's lore?
Because it's
Silent Kingdom. Inspiration, Josh. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's
sorry.
the DM tonight. All right.
I'm just kidding.
We're going to shout out another email here as well. This is from an email we received from Ben. Ben said they recently picked up Tyranny of Dragons as a module and wanted to listen to someone play through it to kind of get some ideas as a DM. And our podcast was one of the ones that popped up, and they said they were hooked. There's a ton of insights that they gained from the players here on how to move through the fights, how to integrate the story more naturally and more just more naturally into their party. And it's they're so glad there's 111 episodes overall. Cheers, Ben. Ben, cheers to you. Thank you for shooting us an email, and hope you can get that campaign off the ground. Let us know how it goes as you get through, and what things you change, what things you adopt from season 1. But if you want to get shouted out, shoot us a message on our social medias at icastfireball20 or our Patreon-exclusive Discord channel, where you can go and sign up and help support us and keep the lights on, so to speak. We're going to shout out Improv Tabletop. They are in the end game here, if not already finished with
Already finished with their
Avatar Legends campaign here. And Ned, I haven't listened to it yet. How did it end up?
It ended in a very superheroic kind of way, I think you could say.
Yep.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. I enjoyed it. It was a really fun time.
That's fun. So they will be getting back to the Fate Accelerated campaigns for the next couple of months. So if you're a fan of those, they are coming back strong. And they're going to be November, I believe, is when they're coming out with that. Is that right?
That is correct.
Awesome. So go give them a listen. Don't forget to leave them a 5-star review on the way out. And lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends for Wacky Adventures. But until next time, my name is Thomas, your DM, and around the table we have...
Lieutenant Ignis Halcon.
Maximus Shuns.
Ataraxia Kalian.
And Buster Bilgewater.
Let's keep that fire going, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.